So today I'm going to talk to you about the Cresta e-vape group. I'm the secretary for the group, and we are focused on methods to regulate and test, not regulate, methods to test and figure out constituents and yields from e-vapor products. Let's see. So we're going to talk about Cresta, what it is, the e-vape group itself, the process for recommended methods, the Cresta CRMs, proficiency studies that we have ongoing. We have one right now for metals, and then some of the challenges and opportunities that this group brings. Cresta, we've had a poster here. I presented one 2 years ago. Cresta is a cooperative organization based in France, focused on nicotine-containing products. And our vision is to be recognized by our members and relevant external bodies as an authoritative source for publicly available credible science and best practices related to tobacco and its derived products. All right. Yeah. Let me go over this. We have 156 members. We're made up of tobacco companies, e-vape companies, contract laboratories, suppliers. A wide range of companies are involved within Cresta. We also have some regulators that routinely attend our meetings. And here you can see the breakdown. So we do have 15% of our members are analytical laboratories like myself, and we also have academics, government, and nonprofit organizations that make up a large part of our organization. We have 600 participants that routinely attend our meetings, and we have 27 subgroups and task force that focus on specific areas within the organization. And now onto the e-vapor subgroup, which is my group. We currently have 35 member organizations, and again, those are going to be manufacturers, contract laboratories, suppliers, a really good range of different types of members attend my group. And if you look on the Cresta website, you're going to find that since 2013, we were formed, we've put out a huge amount of information to help inform regulators and the public. So we have the brief history of devices, the assessment of analytical literature. These were two very early studies that we put out. We also have guidance documents on how to actually handle devices and how to test them. We have a guidance document on sample handling and sample collection, which goes through some very almost trivial information that we know as testing laboratories, but maybe academic researchers and regulators don't. We have a guidance document on how to select intense vaping regimes. You know, the FDA has required that we use non-intense and intense vaping. What does that mean? It's a guidance document that outlines some of the basic key principles there. In development, we have a guidance document for stability studies. Again, another requirement from the FDA. And we have collection strategies and considerations when testing e-vapor products. How do you fill the devices? When do you charge the devices? What angle do you put the device at? So again, they're very basic information that's communicated in a very clear way so that regulators and academics and researchers have a source to point to and say, I did my devices at 45 degrees instead of at 0 degrees. We have another guidance document on LOD and LOQ values for determination of metals and aerosol, again, strictly to inform about best practices for the laboratory. We also have a wide range of analytical and technical reports that we've published. We have a method for primary, we have, CRM 81, which is machine puffing parameters. It's the 55.3 that's been promoted by Cresta. We have collaborative study data on the determination of primary constituents in e-vapor products. We have CRM 84, which backs up that and is also a guidance document on how to determine propylene glycol, glycerin, and nicotine. And then in 2017, we did a collaborative study on carbonyls in e-vapor liquids. And my group is also very busy right now. We have a proficiency study and determination of metals in liquids. We have a collaborative study for carbonyls in aerosol. And we have a collaborative study where we're looking at reference devices so that we have a standard platform for testing of products across the world. Cresta is a consensus-based organization. We don't have a single voice. We speak with a single voice, but we don't have any members that are pushing agendas. We have to agree on everything that we do. So the 35 member companies, all of them have equal voice. When we're looking at recommended methods, we have to define the purpose of what are we doing, what are we trying to analyze. Then we have a paper-based assessment where we look at what's currently known, what's the best available approach. We typically have a pre-study where we have small groups in the organization that have particular expertise help inform the group. Then we have method optimization, and this process can typically take 1 to 2 years. I know it's a long time, but in general, these tend to be very complicated. Then we have a collaborative study, and these are large-scale international laboratory studies where we have at least 10 participants, oftentimes exceeding 20 participants, and that's how we're able to get a robust and reliable method out. If you look at the CRM for the determination of primary constituents, you're going to see about 20 laboratories from all over the world took part in those studies. We have a statistical evaluation of our data to produce R&R tables. And then we publish a CRM. And the CRMs are freely available on Caresta website. You don't have to pay for them. And let's see. that. I want to highlight some of the value that Caresta has brought to the international community. Caresta CRM 81, which was the routine, the routine analytical puffing conditions for aerosol generation, that has been promoted to ISO. We have an ISO standard that's currently under review for vape products, routine analytical vaping machine definitions and standards, again following what Caresta recommended for puffing. And then we have another one, CRM 84, the determination of glycerin, propylene glycol, water, and nicotine, again has been promoted to ISO as ISO 20714. It's currently in the FDIS stage. Those are all being handled under SC3. 3. And then I wanted to skip ahead and talk about some of the challenges that we have in our group and why it's always great to have new people join. We need to have testing requirements that vary according to local regulations. We know that. It's very difficult for one group to set those, but we like to have people come in and help inform the group. We have a scope of testing and analytical targets that are not harmonized. Sometimes we focus on EU targets, sometimes we focus on US FDA targets, but it adds a lot of complexity to what we do because we're trying to have worldwide methods. We have rapid advances in ENDS technology. When we first did our studies, we were using only pre-filled disposable devices, and now we're looking at a reference product that's an open tank system with a variable voltage battery. Members in our group do not have experience with all types of products. So if you want to come into the Caresta organization and you have some special expertise, we would love to have you. Studies cannot be conducted on all products over the worldwide market. It's difficult for us to bring in some of the products that are available on the US market because we have 5% nicotine solutions. We can't easily bring those into the EU for testing, so it further complicates what we work on. Some people can, but a lot of our member companies can't get them through customs. Can't get them into China. Yeah. Collaborative studies. Device availability for collaborative studies. We have issues with supply and logistics. Getting samples worldwide are very difficult. And again, shipping worldwide is very hard because we have individual regulations in each of the countries in the EU, in Asia, in the US. It's just difficult for us to get some things done. So just to highlight some of the challenges and why. If you look at our reports, we tend to focus on the same devices over and over again. And finally, the opportunities that we have. We have global interdisciplinary expertise from different sectors. Non-members can get involved. You just simply have to ask Caresta if you can be involved in one of the subgroups, and to my knowledge, we've never said no. We focus on sharing information and advancing scientific knowledge. That's the core focus of what Caresta does. We conduct interlaboratory studies across international boundaries, so all of our studies are worldwide, primarily focusing on analytical methods for the analysis of e-vapor products. And we have a track record of supporting development of international standards. If you look at the ISO standards that have been promoted for combustible products, the vast majority of those have come from Caresta, and we expect that the vast majority of standards for e-vapor products will also come from Caresta. And we have emphasis on collaboration. Everything we do within Caresta is a collaborative process. Everything is done by consensus, so if you want to be involved, your voice will be heard. And here's our website. Our annual meeting is coming up in Hamburg, Germany in October. There's our Caresta website, caresta.org, and this presentation is available on the Caresta website right now. Okay, thank you very much.